Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something huge, building serious wealth. But listen, we're not talking about some lucky lottery ticket or a once-in-a-lifetime stock pick. No, we are talking about a system, a repeatable formula that pretty much anyone can use to get there. So let's just dive right in and break it down. All right, so let's just get right to it. When you think millionaire, what pops into your head? A tech founder? Some big shot celebrity? Well, the truth is, for most people, the journey is way less flashy and, honestly, a lot more doable than you probably think. And here's the thing. The sources we're looking at today make one thing crystal clear. Becoming a millionaire isn't about luck. It's not a game of chance. It's a formula. It's all about doing the right things consistently over and over again. And today, we are going to walk you through that exact formula. So here it is, the whole roadmap laid out for you. 6 key steps that are the absolute backbone of this system. We're going to break down every single one. Okay, first up, and honestly, this is the big one, the magic of compounding. It's this incredible force where your money starts making its own money, and then that money starts making money, and it just creates this unstoppable financial snowball. Now, to really see what I mean, let's look at this incredible example, a race between Chloe and Ben. Chloe is an early bird. She starts investing $300 a month at age 22, but get this, she stops completely after only 8 years. Ben, on the other hand, he waits till he's 30, but he's consistent. He invests that same $300 every month for 30 years straight. So, who do you think comes out on top? Get ready for this, because the results are kind of shocking. Chloe, who only put in about $28,000 of her own money, ends up with over $100,000 more than Ben, who poured in a massive $108,000. How is that possible? It's simple. Her money had more time to grow. This proves the old saying, time in the market is so much more important than timing the market. All right, step 2, this is all about playing defense. You got to stop the leaks in your financial bucket before you can even think about filling it up. And for most of us, the biggest, nastiest leak is high interest debt. It's a true financial emergency, and it's actively working to make you poorer. Okay, and the math on this, it's terrifying, honestly. If you've got a $5,000 balance on a credit card and you only ever make the minimum payments, you could end up paying over $7,000 in interest alone. That's money that should have been making you rich, not the credit card company. Okay, so once we've plugged those leaks and the debt is handled, we switch to offense. That brings us to step 3, pay yourself first. This is a mindset shift. It's about treating your future self like your most important bill. And the absolute best way to guarantee you do it is to make it 100% automatic. Let's take a look at Mark's setup here. He wants to save 15% of his income. So he has his 401k automatically pull out 10%. Now his employer matches some of that, giving him another 3%. I mean, look at that, free money. And that's exactly what it is. It is literally free cash on the table. A little automatic transfer to his Roth IRA gets him right to his goal, and he never even has to think about it. All right, on to step 4. This is where we add fuel to the fire. Think about it. There's only so much you can cut from your budget, right? But there is a much, much higher limit on how much money you can earn. Boosting your income is the accelerator pedal for this entire wealth-building machine. And what's cool is the source material shows us a couple of different ways to do this. We've got Maria, a teacher who starts tutoring on the side, smart. And then there's David, who works in IT support. He decides, you know what, I'm going to invest in myself and get a new certification. Both are awesome strategies, but let's follow David's story for a second. So check this out. David's starting point is $55,000 a year. Solid, right? He decides to put in about a year's worth of effort and a couple $1,000 to get a specialized certification in cloud computing. And then, boom, his new salary jumps to $85,000. That is a $30,000 jump every single year. The return he got on that investment in himself is just off the charts, and it's going to pay off for the rest of his career. It just goes to show you, betting on yourself is one of the best moves you can make. Okay, now we got to talk about something that the source calls the silent killer of building wealth, lifestyle inflation. It's that super common urge we all have to spend more money every single time we make more money. Fighting this takes some serious discipline. So let's look at Alex. He gets a nice $15,000 raise, and he's at a crossroads, right? 2 choices. The wrong move, immediately go out and get a brand new car lease that eats up that entire raise. Or the right move, just keep his current lifestyle exactly the same and invest the difference. And the difference between those two choices, I mean, it's absolutely breathtaking. By making that one simple decision to invest the raise, Alex could add over $650,000 to his net worth in 20 years. This is it. This is how real wealth is built, by making the gap between what you earn and what you spend bigger and bigger over time. All right, let's bring it home with our final step, and it is a really important one: getting professional guidance. Sure, you can try to do this all yourself, but a good fiduciary advisor, and that means they are legally required to put your interests first, not their own, can build a solid plan and, just as importantly, keep you from making big emotional mistakes with your money. So let's say we have Sarah. She gets a $50,000 inheritance. It's easy to get overwhelmed, right? Well, instead of just guessing what to do, her advisor lays out a clear, unemotional plan. Step 1, build a rock-solid emergency fund. Step 2, wipe out that high-interest student loan debt. Step 3, invest the rest for long-term growth. It's a logical, structured way to make the most of that money. So that's it. That's the whole formula. Let's just quickly run through it one more time. You unleash the magic of compounding when you start early. You play defense and eliminate drag when you kill debt. You make it effortless when you automate your savings, and you pour gasoline on the fire when you grow your income. The discipline to live below your means keeps it all going, and you stay on course when you seek guidance. You see, it's a powerful system where every piece works together. Look, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. That's one with good, consistent habits. You have the formula now. You've seen the exact steps from the source material. So the real question, the only one that matters now, is for you. The marathon starts today. What's your first step going to be? All right, today we're diving into a story that I think a lot of us can relate to. It's about building some serious wealth, like multi-million-dollar wealth, starting from a place that feels, well, pretty normal. We're going to follow the entire 40-year financial journey of a teacher to see exactly how it's done. So here's the big question, right? Can a public school teacher starting out with a $50,000 salary actually become a millionaire? I mean, it sounds like a fantasy, almost impossible. But is it? Let's break it down and see if the math actually works. And to figure this out, we're not going to just talk about theories and what ifs. No, we're going to get real. We're going to follow the story of one person, let's call him Alex, and trace every single step he took over 40 years. Okay, so let's set the stage. This is where it all begins for Alex, the starting line of his own $1 million challenge. So meet Alex. He's 25 years old, a brand new public school teacher. His salary, $50 grand a year. Not bad, but not exactly setting the world on fire. But here's the kicker, and this is what makes it so real for so many of us. He has $0 in savings. Zilch. And on top of that, he's carrying $20,000 in student loan debt. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. So where do you even begin from a spot like that? Well, for Alex, these first 3 years are absolutely critical. It's all about building the foundation. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. It's about putting the right habits in place from day one. And his initial plan is just beautifully simple. It's a two-part mission. Number 1, annihilate that debt. Just get it out of his life. And number 2, automate his savings. Make it happen without even thinking about it. And he doesn't waste any time. He lives pretty frugally, keeps his expenses low, and he throws $500 a month, every single month, at those student loans. And boom, by the time he's 27, just 2 years later, he is completely debt-free. That is a massive first win. Now, the second that debt is gone, that $500 a month gets a brand new assignment. See, his school offers something called a 403B plan. If you've never heard of it, don't worry. It's basically the teacher's version of a 401k. It's a super powerful way to save for retirement. So, what does he do? He immediately sets up an automatic investment. He decides he's going to save 15% of his income, which works out to $625 every month. And here's the important part. That money goes straight from his paycheck into a simple, low-cost S&P 500 index fund in his 403b. By doing that, he's instantly invested in 500 of the biggest companies in America. It's diversified, it's cheap, and most importantly, it's automated. The money is working for him before he even has a chance to spend it. Okay, the system is in place. Savings are on autopilot. So how does he kick things into a higher gear? Well, this next phase is all about the power of discipline. So over the next few years, a couple of things happen. First, through normal raises, his salary bumps up to $60,000. And second, he picks up a summer side hustle that brings in an extra $4,000 a year. Now, here's the genius move. Every single penny of that side hustle money goes straight into a Roth IRA. That means it gets to grow completely tax-free. Smart. And this, right here, this is Alex's secret weapon. It's the thing most people get wrong. His income goes up by more than $10,000 a year, but his lifestyle? It stays exactly the same. He fights off that urge to upgrade his car or get a fancier place. He's living like he's still making $50,000. And the result of that discipline is kind of magical, because he's saving a percentage of his income, that 15%. His monthly contribution automatically jumps from $625 to $750 when he gets his raise. He's saving more, a lot more, but it doesn't even feel like it, because his take-home pay didn't change. So, after a decade of this, where does that leave him? Well, by age 35, Alex's net worth hits about $133,000. This is huge. It's the proof that the system is working. He's built a real foundation, and that little financial snowball he started is getting bigger, and it's starting to roll downhill on its own. And now we get to the really fun part. For the next 30 years, Alex doesn't really change a thing. He just stays the course, keeps doing what he's been doing. And this, my friends, is where the magic of compounding takes over, and things start to get crazy. Just look at this timeline. Now, for the sake of the story, we're assuming a pretty standard 8% average annual return from the market. At 35, he's at about $133,000. A decade later, at 45, he's at almost $450,000. 10 years after that, at 55, he's a millionaire, over $1 million. And then in that last decade, from 55 to 65, his portfolio grows by almost another $1 million. The growth just goes vertical. That, right there, is compound interest in action. It's your money making babies, and then those babies start making their own babies. For the first 10, maybe 20 years, it feels so slow. You're like, is this even working? But then you hit a tipping point, and the growth just explodes. It's like the universe starts doing all the heavy lifting for you. Which brings us to retirement day, the final payoff. After 4 decades of just being consistent, where does Alex end up? Let's look at the accounts. His main 403b, the one from his teaching salary, he put in about $432,000 over his career. That grew to roughly $1.45 million. And remember that Roth IRA funded only by his little summer side hustle? He put in $140,000. That grew to over $500,000. And the best part? Every cent of that is tax-free. So, you add it all up, and the grand total is almost $2 million. Just let that sink in for a second. A public school teacher who started with $20,000 in debt and a $50,000 salary retired with a nearly $2 million nest egg. So when you look back at this whole incredible story, what was the single most important step? Was it the side hustle, picking the right stock? Nope. It all goes back to that one decision he made at age 27, right after paying off his loans, setting up that first automatic investment of $625. Everything, and I mean everything, grew from that one simple act. And really, that brings it all back to us, doesn't it? Alex's story isn't about luck or genius. It's a blueprint. It's a path that anyone can follow. So the real question is, what's your first step going to be?